Welcome to a War of the Spark spoiler discussion.
We're going over all of the Week 1 spoilers right now.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy. Together, we're the Nitpicking Nerds. You know the deal.
And before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel because if you do, there is a 10% greater chance that there will be a surprise 37th Planeswalker in War of the Spark.
Disclaimer, there will only be 36 Planeswalkers in War of the Spark. Mark Rosewater would never lie to us. We're going to jump right into them. We know what you want to see. We're evaluating War of the Spark spoilers for EDH. So not every card we're going to be able to talk about because there's like 150 spoiled or something now. We're going to go over the coolest ones.
The coolest ones and the ones that have the most applications.
True. First one, Evolution Sage. 2 and a green for a 3/2 Elf Druid. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate.
This
I
card,
thought Flux Channeler was insane.
let's be clear, this card has such it has a home in one specific deck, so specifically, Lord Windgrace.
What was he printed in?
The Commander 28.
What was that deck? Was that deck 7 mana rares?
Yeah.
That was the theme of the deck, right?
Yeah, 7 mana rares.
But this deck, this looks like if you put Lord Windgrace and this guy together, you can have some sort of lands matter deck.
Yeah, you should go for
That'd
that.
be really cool.
Yeah, this guy's really good. A fetch land is double trigger.
Scape Shift.
Even just Lord Windgrace's minus to return lands, right?
Scape Shift.
Scape shift.
All the triggers.
Yeah.
This is budget doubling season.
Boom.
Boom.
I mean, in the right deck, this card's insane.
This card's just really good, I think. I don't know. Seems good to me. Next one. Might be our pick for coolest one so far. Coolest like non-planeswalker. Neoform. Green-blue for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Then shuffle your library.
This is a one-time birthing pod.
One time.
Gives an extra counter. But also, one thing I like about this card the most is it does not exile itself like Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah, I mean, that's not as relevant for EDH. It's cool.
It's
Card
super
seems
cool.
good. I like it with Incubation Druid. Stuff that like does stuff with counters on it.
I mean, even like if you say you sacrifice a 2-drop and go get an Eternal Witness, get it back, so you can keep going up a little chain.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a cool card.
All right, you got to read the next one. I read 2 in a row.
Ugh. Do we have to? This card's boring.
What? This card's cool.
You think this card's cool?
Yeah, it's just like a board wipe.
Talk about... Ugh. Alright. Massacre Girl. 3 black legendary creature human assassin 4/4 menace. When Massacre Girl enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1 until end of turn.
So you engineer when this creature enters the battlefield, destroy other creatures. That's cool. She throws confetti on dead people.
I think this card's really lame.
She throws confetti on dead people.
I personally, I don't know why. I look at this card and I see a really boring card.
Is it because she's mono black?
No, I just don't. I don't know. It's something about him.
It seems cool. Did you just say him? This is literally
Something
Massacre
about him.
Girl.
I said
Something about All right, read the next one.
Role reversal. Blue, red. Exchange control of 2 target creatures. Aggressively costed. Switcheroo. This card's cool. I'm looking to put it into a Zinder Split deck when I make a Zinder Split deck.
Yeah, I was surprised it's only 3. I thought it was, like, I kind of just didn't even look at the cost because I thought it was like 7. Or something stupid.
Yeah, it's a cool card.
But it is a rare. So, if you're playing Switcheroo and you're blue-red, why not play this?
This is fairly costed Switcheroo,
Yeah,
like we were saying.
it doesn't feel bad. We mentioned Jace, Wielder of Mysteries in the last video. I guess we'll just give him a read and tell you what we think about him. 1 blue for 4 loyalty. Jace, if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. +1, target player mills 2, and then draw a card. -8, draw 7 cards, then if your library has no cards in it, you win.
Okay, so I just wanted to, we put this card here just to talk about it again. If you don't watch our deck techs, we've actually talked about this we've talked about it in our last 2 deck techs. It's actually been in there.
Yeah.
This card's good.
I think it's pretty solid.
I don't like Laboratory Maniac as a card, and I advocate against it if you can avoid playing it. And now this card really lets you get away from Laboratory Maniac.
Get him out of there.
This card is good. in that it has that text. It's harder to remove.
You can play it and not feel bad. It's not Grey Ogre.
It also pluses to 5, which is not irrelevant.
It's something.
Plusing Grey up to 5 is like...
I mean, it's probably still going to die, so you should have a game plan. It's a Lab Maniac that could be attacked, and it's 1 more mana, so you just gotta know what you're doing with it. This is my vote for coolest art and about to be the most overplayed of any card on here.
I will advocate for this card in EDH because, and only because, it's okay. The card is okay, but the art is a 10 out of 10.
The art is a 10 out of 10. And I just realized it is going in my mono orange deck. We're talking about Death Sprout, baby. 1 black, black, green for an instant. Destroy target creature. Search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library.
Your library.
It's totally fine. It's bad in like higher power decks.
Yeah, this is Destruction Ramp. This is a good. It's like on the par with Putrefy.
No, I like this so much better than that.
I think it's on the same level.
Maybe. It's kind of clunky.
Like the extra mana is really what like Putrefy.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I would like if I see this in the deck, I'm not gonna be like, well, why do you play that?
Yeah,
but I understand why you're playing it. It's also a good budget card. That's a very strong budget card.
I used to call them. I used to call budget EDH decks Vampire Nighthawk decks because any deck with Vampire Nighthawk in it just had to be budget. There's just no reason to play that card ever. So that's what I used to call it. But this goes right in those decks.
We'll call them Death Sprout decks.
Yeah, now they're Death Sprout. We've upgraded.
They're the Death Sprout decks.
The Death Sprout decks. Sorin and Nahiri having a little bit of a spat.
This is hilarious to me.
And nobody cares.
The multiverse is like about to be destroyed.
Yep.
Bolas is looking to gain like infinite power and become a god and rule over the multiverse.
Also, both of these planeswalkers were previously like gods. They were there before the mending. They're both super old. They know what is the power he's about to get.
Oh, Nahiri's that old?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
they know
right.
The power he's about to get.
They were there for the original Eldrazi.
So why are you just fighting each other? And you know neither of them's gonna die. At least I think that.
I guess I don't blame them completely. Like it's hard to let go of this feud here because like so you guys start with Nahiri. She was a little salty like at the beginning. A
little bit. For
like the whole her plane getting attacked by the Eldrazi. And like she was salty about that. But then she like took it to a whole new level. And then when she did that, she intentionally
yeeted Emrakul.
She yeeted Emrakul into Indestruct. And so I don't blame Sorin for still being pretty freaking pissed.
And trapped him in a wall.
She killed most of the vampires.
That's true.
She
ruined his home.
She killed anyone loyal to Sorin still.
Yeah. Was she the reason that Avacyn went crazy?
No, that was Emrakul. So yes.
And Sorin loved Avacyn. Not like loved it. He was like, that's cool.
Basically, Avacyn was his daughter. Essentially, he created
adopted.
Her. Yeah, but it was even like Moira. Like he's the only father because he created her purely.
You are the father. That's what Mori did, right?
We're leaving that whole thing in. We're just gonna put that on screen when we talk about it. You can read with us.
Oh yes, the card was single combat.
Nah, don't worry about it. It was on screen while we were talking.
Forget it. The people in combat: Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord, 2 white black for a 4 loyalty dude. As long as it's your turn, creatures and planeswalkers you control have lifelink. +2, Sorin pings a player or planeswalker for 1 damage. -X, reanimate a creature with converted mana cost X or less, and it becomes a vampire. I like this card a lot, but more for like standard.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's about as good in EDH as like a Johnny, the most recent one.
It's about as good.
He brings back 2 drops.
It's not good in EDH.
Well, so you could just pay it as 4 mana Unburial Rights for 4 drop.
Yeah, it also gives your creatures lifelink.
It's got homes.
It's not nothing.
Yeah, this is nothing. Nahiri, Storm of Stone, 2 Boros Hybrid for a 6 loyalty. Nahiri, worth noting, Sorin's a rare. She's only an uncommon. Who do you think's gonna win? As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have first strike, and equip abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Okay, and she only has 1 ability because she's an uncommon. -X, she deals X damage to target tapped creature. Sorin is way stronger than Nahiri. Sorin would completely crush her.
No, he did lose the battle to her.
No, because he didn't want to kill her. He was trying to like suck her blood or something and absorb her, and then she like tricked him.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh, that's right. God Pharaoh statue.
Boom. Read it.
We're starting the set.
We're sorry.
Saying it now. God Pharaoh statue, 6 mana, legendary artifacts. Spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. That's annoying. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 1 life. This card's annoying. Don't play it.
What? 1 life? Why is that even on there? Why is this 6 mana? What's going on? This is confusing. It might be okay.
Let's mention Jangle Block body.
Yes. If you didn't see our other video, Bolas just has a square body. For no reason, look up any other picture of Bolas. He does not have a square body.
BZ theorized that he hired slaves to do it.
Yes.
And they were like, well, we're just going to do a crappy job.
Yeah.
Take
that. Have a stupid statue.
You know, look how stupid you look.
Ooh, a couple legends. And by a couple, I mean at least 5 coming up here. Let's just barrage them with legends, because some of these are very similar to each other.
Are they?
Yes. Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin, 2 and a red for a 1/2 legendary Gabo. Whenever Krenko attacks, put a counter on it, then create a number of 1/1 Gabos equal to his power. Why is this so much lamer than the other one?
Oh, he's cool.
What?
He's not as cool as the other Krenko.
I've heard at least 2 people who are not me say that this is not that cool. And then, so it's compared to 1. So 3 to 1.
I think he's less cool than the other Krenko, but I think, to be fair, you were working with the coolest one of the coolest Goblin cards ever made, and now you're going from that to this, which is also cool. It's just like, it's so much less cool than the coolest.
Only once per turn. You can't abuse it. You need multiple combats.
Still cool.
It's fine. All
next
right.
card.
You may recall this next candidate spoiler. You may recall this next spoiler from our deck tech, which is by now amassed well over 10,000 views.
10 billion views, actually.
Yes. #1 record set on YouTube. Fibblethip the Loss. 1 and a blue for a 1/1 homunculus. When he enters... Oh, he's legendary, by the way. Better believe it. Enters the battlefield. Draw a card. If he entered from your library or was cast from your library, draw 2 instead. When he becomes the target of a spell, shuffle him into your deck.
Yep, this guy's
you
cool.
want the full deck tech? We got it.
That's actually what I was going to say. If you like this card, you think it's cool, after you finish watching this video, head over, watch that video.
Have a lot of fun.
That deck is really cool.
Yeah,
there's not too much to say about him other than I'm glad that Magic can be silly sometimes.
Yes.
He's also on the card Totally Lost, the new one. Take a look at that art. It's beautiful. And
moving on.
It's beautiful and moving on.
Now we have a 4-mana legendary creature. It's a 5/4. It has trample, I believe.
And when it deals combat damage
to a player, it has trample, and
it
then
has an effect.
When it deals combat damage to a player, it has an effect. Oh, wait, there's 2. There's 2 of those things. One of them is Storev, Dev Karin Lich. I already said what it did, except when it hits, you can return to your hand target creature or planeswalker not put in your graveyard this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy, Neheb, when he hits, you can discard any number of cards, then draw that many, and add that many red to your mana pool. And then, until end of turn, you don't lose the mana. These are both so boring. I just can't even get behind. Neheb is okay.
I think the only reason BZ thinks they're boring because they're so similar, but I don't.
Makes me sad.
The first guy I think is boring only because you can't sacrifice a guy and then get him back.
It's like, ooh, a Golgari commander that gets creatures back.
I think Neheb is cool. I think Neheb can be built around, and
yeah.
I think the other one's better though, but I think he can be built around and made cool.
Neheb seems way better than the other lady.
Have you been looking to play Good Boy? Because we got Good Boy Commander.
Yeah, did you see Zhang Yu's artwork and was like, that's the cutest dog I've ever seen on a Magic card?
Well, how about if he could be your commander?
And was less cute. Mawu, Loyal Companion, 3 and a green for a 3/3 Hound, Trample Vigilance. This is stronger than 2 trained soldiers. And if it fought 3 trained soldiers, they would all die. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on this Good Boy, that many +1 are put on it instead. This is super lame. This is kind of just like a rare, uncommon build-around thing.
Yeah, he's not going to be your commander most likely. You probably wouldn't want to. You probably put him into a deck that you thought he was cool.
If Dog Tribal becomes a thing, we can talk about it later.
He's cool. I mean, the fact is, if you want a Good Boy that is adorable,
pretty cute.
Put
3 tails for no reason.
He is one of the most cute commanders you can play.
Oh, that's true. Fibblethip is above him.
The weird thing is, Fibblethip is
disgusting.
Disgusting.
But
yes.
in a very endearing way.
We're talking about in an actual cute sense. He's the cutest, I think.
Mm-hmm. But cutest art in the set. I don't care if you want to fight me. Zhang Yangu, Wildcrafter, 2 and a green for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. Each creature you control with a +1 counter on it has tap, add 1 mana of any color. -1, put a counter on target creature you control. Do you see that? Good Boy in the background. It's ridiculous. Come on, it looks so cute.
It's not the same dog, is it?
No, it's the same dog. He puts counters on it. That's like the joke.
Oh, it gets bigger?
Yeah, the dog gets huge.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the art of giant growth.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I didn't even think about all that. Yeah, that is really cool. That he can, like, he has a little tiny dog that he grows.
Yeah, and they brought back this guy, but not the blue one.
She's the surprise planeswalker.
She's the surprise 37th, but only if we can get monetized before War of the Spark comes out. I think Mark Rosewater told us that specifically.
Yeah, Mark Rosewater tweeted at us. He said, "Hey, duders, it's me, Mark Rosewater. And just in case you were wondering, yeah, there'll be a 37 planeswalker if you get monetized before War of the Spark." And he called us duders. Why did you do that? That was weird of Mark
Not
Rosewater.
very in touch.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, Rogue Shadow Mage, 2 and a black for a 3 loyalty Vader Planeswalker. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Darth Vader deals 2 damage to that player. -1, target player discards a card.
I don't hate this card.
This guy's supposed to be super strong. Is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy who can planeswalk, but he's not a planeswalker.
No, he has something in his head.
He's got a world soul in his head, but he's a planeswalker on here. Like, he's literally... The type is planeswalker.
I guess, to be fair, you don't technically... I guess what makes you a planeswalker is just being able to move from plane to plane. So technically, I guess...
Emrakul's not a planeswalker.
Maybe he is.
I'm sorry, that sentence didn't make any sense because Emrakul is female.
Oh.
So if you said she is, I would go, whoa! But
The genderless amalgamation Cthulhu-like creature.
see, but you said genderless. Emrakul is clearly female.
Oh.
They have purple tentacles.
Oh.
Come on. Get your head in the game. Read Vivian, Champion of the Wilds for me.
Vivian, Champion of the Wilds for BZ. Planeswalker, Legendary, Vivian, 2 and a green. You may cast creature spells as though they had flash. +1, until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gains Vigilance and Reach. -2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, and put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may look at it, and you may cast it if it's a creature. I think this is a good mono green card in EDH.
Seems good. I like the flash.
I'd put it in a Golta deck. I'd put it in an Omniath deck. I'd put it in any deck like that, actually.
Stompies. Speaking of cards that go into green Stompy decks.
Also, well, hold on. Worth mentioning on this card. This card is a 3-mana planeswalker. Comes in at 4. Pluses to 5.
It does nothing. That plus is so bad.
The plus isn't great, but
you
also...
gotta use the static ability. Don't just play this on turn 3.
I don't mind playing... Like,
I mean, if there's creatures out...
In EDH, I don't mind playing on turn 3, especially if the board's not cluttered yet.
Well, that's the whole point. If it's not cluttered yet, sure, play any planeswalker. Vivian's Arcbow. 1 and a green. Legendary artifact. X, tap, discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is the weapon that's going to kill the Immortal Sun, and then Vivian's going to die.
No.
That's the flavor text.
No, I don't think she's gonna die.
I mean, she's done. She's donezo.
Why Vivian?
Because she doesn't have anything to do. Her only character trait is that Bolas killed her plane.
BZ?
Have you ever played with that card on Arena? She says literally nothing else. She's like, she says, sometimes loss is bad, and then she's like, you know what Bolas did to my home plane? Because it wasn't good.
BZ's only thing, he thinks the only determining factor to whether a character can live or not is whether they have a story going forward.
Yeah.
It's not. He's like, Liliana has to live. She's got the stupid Ragman thing that nobody cares about in her
I
head.
will bet 100, any number of monies, that Liliana does not die. There's just no way.
It's perfectly reasonable for her to die.
It would be if she didn't have unfinished things and everybody didn't love her.
Yeah, but
Vivian hasn't been around enough to have fans, or like too many fans.
Vivian's...
She's cool. She's fine. She's
She
my
has-
avatar on Arena.
She has character to build.
She will, but then she'll die.
She's not going to die.
Oh, we're gonna have so many things to say about when we figure out what happens.
Oh, Vivian's not... I will say Vivian's not dying. I think she's one of the ones that ain't dying.
All right. Teo the Shield Mage is on screen, and so is Angrath, Captain of Chaos, and so is Kaya, Bane of the Dead, and oh look, Samut, Tyrant Smasher is also on screen.
Oh, what's that one next to her? Is that the Wanderer?
The Wanderer's really cool, but they're all hanging out on screen because they don't really do anything.
They don't really do anything.
Samut's okay.
The only thing I want to mention, I wouldn't play... Samut's okay because of the haste, but I still probably wouldn't play any of these cards in EDH. But, mentioning the Wanderer, cool concept. Hope it's not anyone we know.
I promise you it's not Elspeth or Emrakul.
I really, really, really want them to follow up on this later. I hope this character lives.
Like 2 years from now, we're just like, oh, that's who it is.
We go to a new plane, and she's just there. Maybe even I wouldn't even mind if she's on the next plane. Like if she happens to live in that plane.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
Like that's cool. Like I'm just saying, I don't want it to be anyone we know.
This is one of those tidbits where it's like, hey, we got stuff going on. We got plans for the future.
Huge credit here to Wizards for doing something unique like that. I give them some credit. Because you can go cookie cutter for everything, and just keep doing cookie cutter. Like this is exactly what the Planeswalkers are. They always have a name, no matter what.
Oh,
it's like,
sure.
Oh, okay. You have a whole concept. This is how you do everything usually.
It's based on what we know as the audience, not what is true.
Exactly. That's cool. Doing something like that is cool, and I actually give Wizards credit for taking that initiative.
Hang with us.
This next card here, good in EDH.
There's only 4 more.
This card's legitimately very good. Read it.
Cruel Celebrant, black-white for a 1/2 vampire. When it or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So it's basically Zulapur Cutthroat, with 1 more toughness, and it counts planeswalkers.
Card's good. It means Zulapur Cutthroat is a good card. It's right after you, as soon as you need another, he's the guy you put in as soon as you need another Blood Artist.
I don't know. In some spots it's better. It kills players faster if you're not comboing.
Yep, if it's not an infinite loop, it's better.
1 creature deals, it's a 4-point life swing instead of 2. So yeah, I mean, do with that what you will. Karn's Bastion, a land. I was going to say the mana cost. There isn't one. Tap, add, wastes, colorless, wing ding, whatever. 4 tap, proliferate. I don't think this card's very good, but I think a lot of people are going to play it.
This is the kind of card that you can just throw in your colorless deck.
Just throw it in your Atraxa deck. That's what everybody wants to do.
It's like
okay.
This card really fits in the colorless deck because it's another one of those like, I mean, it's just a colorless. It's just a waste, but it has upside.
But sometimes
waste foot upside are what you're looking for in those kind of decks.
That is true. Or just waste, because wastes are awesome. The one uncommon planeswalker we're going to read.
Kiora. Behemoth Beckoner. 2 Simic Hybrid. Legendary Planeswalker Kiora. She enters the battlefield with 7 loyalty. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. -1, untap target permanent. She has Kiora's follower text.
She's basically read it as a mana dork with haste, and this other thing stapled on where you can draw cards. I like this card a lot.
Also, how about what is that loyalty?
That's 7.
That's insane.
That's tough to attack down.
That's tough to attack down because it's a 3 mana.
You probably get to use her like 3 times. Maybe let's say you use her 3 times. You draw 2 cards, and she gets hit for what, 4?
And
that's sweet.
And you play 1 big creature. You've already gained value off of that.
I like it a lot. This card's really good.
I'm looking at this card right now. I think I'll put this in Maelstrom Wonder.
It's a good card.
It looks like it might legitimately just fit my Maelstrom Wonder deck, which is like pseudo-competitive.
True. And the last, but not least, probably the best one, at least for now, yeah, probably just the best one so far.
Probably the best one for Constructed.
I was going to say for EDH.
For EDH?
This card is annoying. This card is annoying.
Oh, yeah, this is another one. It turns out this effect is just annoying. Really, really good. I don't like this effect. I don't like taking away interaction in formats. It's annoying. It's just, like you're saying, when you start making cards interact less and less, and there's cards that make stuff interact less, I think it becomes less fun. Some of the most fun in Magic is interacting and preventing your opponents. Like, I don't want to play Solitaire.
And the question everyone's asking while you're saying this rant about the card they don't know is, what's the card? The card is Teferi Time Raveler. 1 white-blue for a 4 loyalty Teferi. And the annoying part we're talking about is each opponent can cast spells only anytime they can cast a sorcery. So once he resolves, you get free reign to do whatever. +1 until your next turn. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, which isn't nothing. And then -3, you can bounce a artifact, creature, or enchantment and draw a card. This guy's rock solid. It's going to be like, we haven't seen Karn yet, but it's going to be really annoying. They're both going to be really annoying.
Yeah, we're only talking about cards officially spoiled.
Yes, so Teferi. But he's so annoying. Ugh. Good card.
I keep saying that the less interaction is one of the backbones of what makes Magic fun.
When not Hearthstone.
Yes, when not Hearthstone is one of my favorite parts of Magic. It's the fact is cards that like this, the other Teferi, the Arbiter, the Dosin Fallen Leaf.
Yeah.
All those cards just prevent interaction at all. And it becomes less and less fun when you can't.
If you're trying to win.
If you're just yeah, they're good. They're good. They should be in like CEDH decks, these kind of cards. But the fact of the matter is, That's not. I don't see how solitaire is fun. I don't want to play solitaire.
I mean, that's what a combo is, right?
I mean, to an extent, but the fact is, you're doing so you're taking an extra step in your combo, so nobody can stop you, and I think that's annoying. I think
Counter Teferi. Counter my thing.
It's fair. I think this card's not fun.
It's not going to be fun when you realize, like, oh, I have one counterspell in my hand. Oh, they played Teferi.
I have to counter.
I either counter it and lose, or don't counter it and lose.
Well, or you don't counter it, and you don't have a counterspell in your hand anymore. And
yeah, you lose.
Yeah, your counterspell.
Assuming they're doing something dumb.
Your counterspell becomes sorcery speed counterspell, which could never work.
Yes, and that is the conclusion of our week 1 spoilers. Want to give a quick shout out to Dustin, Joseph, and Tyler, our 3 patrons. We are on a first name basis at this point. And if you want to join them, there's a link in the description.
If you disagree with our opinions, let us know in the comments. If there's a card we didn't list from week 1, not counting cards that aren't officially spoiled, like Niv Mizzet and Karn, not counting those, leave a comment below and tell us which cards you like in EDH.
We'll talk about it.
Peace out, Tribe Scout.